There is a unique intimacy that comes from living under the same roof day after day. The comforting routines, the unspoken glances across the breakfast table, the gentle hum of a partner settling down beside you late at night. For Hannah and Michael, this rhythm had become the backdrop of their lives over a marriage that spanned 7 years. They knew each other's habits as well as they knew the creaks in their floorboards. Each morning, Hannah would rise early to start the coffee maker, savoring the soft aroma that filled the kitchen. Michael would follow shortly, leaning against the doorframe, half awake but always ready with a sleepy smile. Their home was a sanctuary, a testament to the vows they had made, and to the trust they believed unbreakable. But beneath the well-tended surface, fissures can hide in the shadows, growing silently until one day, the ground shifts and everything you thought stable begins to tremble. In the summer of their 8th year together, small changes started to ripple through the easy cadence of their days. Hannah couldn't pinpoint their precise start. Was it the extra time Michael began spending at the office, or the way his laughter, once so freely given, came less and less often? At first, she brushed it aside. Work was demanding, stress sometimes took its toll. But the silences grew longer, weighed down by words left unsaid. Michael, for his part, told himself that he was simply tired. He convinced himself, day after day, that anything he felt, a persistent yearning, a strange sense of restlessness, was just a phase. But, as the days passed, these feelings pressed in tighter, as though he were living in someone else's skin within his own home. Everything changed the day Claire moved into the apartment above theirs. She was a freelance graphic designer, new to the city, and her arrival was a burst of vibrancy in the quiet, leafy street. Hannah met her first, welcoming her with a tray of lemon bars and an encouraging smile. They became friends quickly, exchanging recipes, shared jokes, stories of their dreams. Michael noticed Claire too, her easy laughter ringing in the stairwell, her creative energy brightening even mundane encounters. Innocent at first, just new neighbors, familiar faces bumping into each other by the mailbox or on the way up the stairs. But proximity breeds intimacy, and, over time, the boundaries blurred. Claire joined Hannah and Michael for dinners, talked late into the night over glasses of wine, and wove herself seamlessly into the fabric of their daily lives. Hannah trusted her husband, just as she trusted the solidity of their shared home. She could not have imagined how quietly the lines can cross, how gently the heart can drift. For Michael, the allure was quiet but irresistible. Newness, possibility, the intoxicating thrill of being seen with fresh eyes. He did not set out to betray, he simply, recklessly, allowed himself to be drawn in. It was a rainy Tuesday that marked the shift from friendship to something more. Michael found himself in the laundry room downstairs, where Claire was waiting with damp clothes and a tired smile. Their conversation, light and easy at first, wandered into vulnerable territory. Her loneliness, his frustrations. The walls of their honest confessions closed in around them, the world shrinking until it felt like there was no one else who could understand. That evening marked the beginning of a secret, one that Michael carried back upstairs, heavy and unspoken. He became more distant with Hannah, finding small, harmless ways to avoid being alone together. His laughter, when it came, felt forced, and Hannah felt herself shrinking back, unsure of what invisible line she had crossed. She questioned herself, her choices, her desirability. She never suspected the truth, not really. The affair itself was a slow burn, punctuated by moments of guilt and bursts of undeniable passion. It was just a touch, a glance, a message exchanged when Hannah wasn't looking. The echo of Claire's laughter as Michael made excuses to run errands, hoping to find a fleeting moment with her. In the secrecy, Michael felt alive, though burdened by shame. He lived 2 lives under the same roof, caught between the comforts of the familiar and the shimmering enticement of something new. Hannah noticed the changes, but for a long time, she refused to believe them. She made excuses for Michael, blaming work, blaming herself, blaming even the weather. It was not until she stumbled upon a text, an innocuous meeting arranged, a warmth in the phrasing that went beyond friendship, that her world began to tilt. Confronted, Michael panicked. His denials were clumsy, his explanations breaking as easily as glass. Hannah saw, in that moment, the truth reflected in his eyes, remorse mingling with a painful honesty. The days that followed were a blur. The roof that had sheltered them became a prison, each room echoing with broken promises and shattered trust. Hannah moved through their home as though underwater, the very air thick with betrayal. She replayed every memory, searching for clues, wondering when the ground had shifted beneath her feet. But grief, like all storms, carries a cleansing rain. In the chaotic aftermath, Hannah discovered strength she did not know she possessed. She confronted the pain, faced the questions that haunted her. Was she enough? Had she ever been enough? Slowly, achingly, she built herself back up, piece by piece. She realized that love, when fractured, demands not only forgiveness, but also self-respect. That trust can be rebuilt, or not, but that healing always begins with honesty. Michael's journey was different. He lived with the guilt, the knowledge that his choices had cost him the unwavering trust of his closest companion. He understood now how fragile love could be, how easily it could be lost in a moment of weakness. He vowed, whether their paths continued together or apart, never to take love for granted again. Some wounds heal quietly, others leave scars. For Hannah and Michael, the infidelity was a crucible, painful, transformative, and ultimately clarifying. In time, the home they had built together became a testament not only to their shared joys, but also to their resilience. Living under the same roof, they learned, was not enough to protect love from the unpredictable storms of the human heart. But in the rebuilding, there was space for forgiveness, for growth, for a different kind of togetherness, one weathered, but not broken, by the truths they had faced. And so, though the story of their marriage would always be marked by the day everything changed, it would also be shaped by what came after. The hard-won wisdom, the tender understanding, and the quiet hope that, even after betrayal, new beginnings are possible. If not under the same roof, then somewhere, someday, under another.